1840s England, acclaimed but overlooked fossil hunter Mary Anning and a young woman sent to convalesce by the sea develop an intense relationship, altering both their lives forever. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. I am here today to give you all my spoiler-free review for the new period piece drama Ammonite, which stars Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. I'm excited to let you all know what I thought about the film, give you my overall thoughts, give you my score, and let you know if it's worth checking out when it hits theaters November 13th and also available on demand December 4th. So before we get into the review, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my other social media accounts. That way you all can stay up to date on what's going on over here at Movie Files. If you are new to this channel, welcome to the community. Consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other movie reviews, TV reviews, live streams, all the fun things we do on this very channel. It would mean a lot to me if you all can share this video as well as give it a thumbs up. Helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And in the comments, if you saw this film, it did hit the film festival early in September. Like I said, it is available to check out in theaters. Let me know what you all thought about the film, the performances, the overall story. Let's talk pros, let's talk cons, let's have a great discussion about this film in the comments below. So with that being said, let's get into the positives that I have for this movie. So for me, the hook, the sell of this film, we're seeing our two leads on the screen, sharing the screen together, and that was Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan, and for me personally, I think they both delivered. Starting with Kate Winslet as Mary Anning, famous fossil collector, someone who keeps to herself and works alone on the wild and brutal southern English coastline of Lyme Regis. So we see very early on in this film that Mary's days of fame discoveries are long behind her, and she now hunts for common fossils to sell to tourists to support herself and her sick mother. So I really did feel that Kate Winslet as Mary did a good job of embodying this character, right? You got a sense that she wants to just be isolated. And then on this island, you could tell that it's a lot of isolation with this character. Her days, her glory days of being this famous fossil finder, she still loves finding fossils, but she's not really into the game and the hustle like she used to be with regarding to selling it to the tourists. So you kind of really get that sense of she wants to be left alone. She wants to take care of herself, take care of her mother that's sick, but it's not until Saoirse Ronan character comes into town where this isolated character in Mary, who's really private and keeps to herself, she starts to fall in love and starts to care for someone else other than herself and her mother. So Saoirse Ronan plays the character Charlotte, and her husband arrives to Lyme and has Mary care for his wife who is suffering from depression. So just like Kate Winslet, I think Saoirse Ronan embodies this character, and I think that just like Saoirse Ronan does in all her roles, I love that she kind of loves doing period pieces, and I'm not a big period piece guy, but I love her in these type of films, especially like Little Women last year, but she just makes you care for her character, right? You can see that she's depressed, and I love back in the 1840s, the doctor's prescription to make your depression go away is to go to a beach or go to water and wash away your problems. Great word of advice, right? But you can see that she's depressed, and you can see that one of the reasons why she is depressed is because of the relationship she's in with her husband. She's not really happy with this normal thing or the sense of like normalcy that you have to marry a man, you have to have kids, you have to have this certain type of lifestyle. So you can see that she's uncomfortable with her lifestyle. So again, going back to Mary, whose lifestyle, her daily struggle to make ends meet, she can't turn away the request to take care of Charlotte and kind of mentor her in a sense, right? And that's where you see these women from two different worlds having two different perspectives start to come together. And that's really where the chemistry kind of comes together with these two characters. Again, they are both kind of alone. They're both isolated, but they realize they have that isolation and kind of that aloneness as a common thread. And that's where you start to see their relationship come together. So again, seeing Mary, seeing Charlotte, seeing these two performances, that was the best part of this film for me personally. Seeing that on-screen chemistry between these two great actors, I thought was fantastic. And seeing their relationship kind of unfold as the movie goes on was really the most compelling part in this film, because I'll get to a little bit later. There wasn't a lot to work with in the script, but I thought that the performances were pretty strong. And also, just going back to some other positives I could think of, I thought that the writer and director of this film, Francis Lee, he did a good job of really kind of capturing what it was like to be in the 1840s of England and really seeing how interesting it is to be a fossil collector and seeing how isolating that job is. So I think he did a good job of really kind of capturing the authenticity of that time. So those are my positives, kind of transitioning into my criticisms that I have of this movie. So I mentioned it briefly, but I really do feel like the weakest part of this film was its script. To me, it lacked depth. It also kind of lacked emotion. You're seeing this love story, but I really didn't feel the love, and I'll get to that a little bit later, but I feel like the script was easily the weakest part of this film, which also goes back to me just applauding Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan in their roles. I didn't feel like there was a lot for them to pull from. It was just in their performances that you can kind of get the emotion, but I don't feel like the emotion was on the script, and it just was kind of lifeless at time and kind of lacked joy. So again, again, the script was really poorly written and really kind of underwhelming in my opinion, but if it wasn't for these two performances, it would have just completely fell flat. Transitioning some other things, kind of criticizing the actual direction of this film. I haven't seen any Francis Lee's work previously, but I just found like his shot selections were just kind of lacking creativity. I felt like there were a lack of a score. Again, there wasn't a lot of personality. There wasn't a lot of flair to this film. It just was just kind of there. It was kind of lifeless, if I'm being honest, which kind of brings me to the heart of this film. There's a love story. This is the film is a love story at its core, and I didn't really feel a lot of the love, right? I didn't feel joyous scenes. I didn't feel happiness outside of them embracing each other sexually speaking. That's like the only thing that you really kind of felt from a sense of like this love story. I really didn't feel the love and the energy and the personality from a story that was really revolving around this affair, this unforbidden love. I really didn't feel like there was a lot of love within this film, which is unfortunate. And again, goes back to the lack of the storytelling and lack of the script. And lastly, when it comes to my criticisms, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I felt like, I'll just leave it at this. I felt like the ending was very underwhelming and was a unsatisfying conclusion for the story for me personally. So gave you my pros, gave you my cons. Before I give you my overall thoughts and give you my score, make sure if you haven't already to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you like this video, share this video, comment your thoughts on this film below. With that being said, let me give you my overall score, give you my overall thoughts, and let you know if it's worth checking out. So overall, the film relies heavily on these two performances by Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. I thought they did a great job with their roles, and they had really good on-screen chemistry. And the leads truly saved this film from its poorly underwritten script. Now, I will say the authenticity was there in creating what it was like to be in England in the 1940s and being a fossil collector, but this was definitely kind of a one-and-done film for me. I don't see myself revisiting this film, and I really thought that it was lifeless at times. So, good performances, bad script, and really just not a lot to say, and just a very kind of underwhelming ending as well. So with that being said, I'm going to give Ammonite a 2.8 out of 5. Again, this film will be available in theaters November 13th, and it will be available to buy and own, I believe, on December 4th. So take my review as you will. If you're going to check it out, let me know your thoughts. If you've seen the film, let me know your pros. Let me know some of your criticisms. What did you think of the performances? And let's have a discussion about it in the comments below. So as always, make sure to like, share, comment your thoughts below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my other movie reviews, TV coverage, live streams, all the fun things we do on this channel. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you all on the next video.